Before you buy any product to sell on Amazon, whether you're doing wholesale, arbitrage, or even private label, you're going to need to know how many units it sells per month. That is why today I'm going to show you how to do it for free, but also as well how to do it faster with some paid plugins. Now, the first method I'm going to go through is quite simply, whenever you jump onto an Amazon listing, they are going to show you how much they are selling. So let me jump on the computer right now and I'll show you that. Now, the first method is Amazon showing you the numbers bought in the past month. Now, you can see this on two parts. Number one, when you're searching in the search bar, the results is going to show you exactly like here. You can see here, I've just highlighted it all for you. It's going to show you 3,000, 2,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. So you can see how many are selling, and even up here, we can see this is 50 bought in the past month. Now, on top of that, whenever you jump into a listing, if they have it as well, it will show up here 50 bought in the past month, and Amazon is showing this on all the listings. Now, what we have seen is if it is below 50, you will not see it. So for example, when you are doing a search result, you can see here 200 bought in the past month. This one has got nothing. So this means it's selling less than 50 per month. Keep that in mind. That's going to help you out. Now, the second method you can use is the Jungle Scout free sales estimator. Now, this is really simple. You're going to be using the sales rank, the marketplace, and the product category. And to get the data for that, you want to go to the listing which you're on, scroll down and have a look where it says here SellerAmp. You might see a couple of numbers. You're always looking for the one where it says top 100. So grab that number right there. So that's 38,000. And then we also want to remember what category it's in. So toys and games. So we're going to come back. We're going to put in that sales rank. We're going to choose the marketplace. So for me, for example, this is the United Kingdom. And then we're going to choose that toys and games category. So I'll put that here. And then quite simply, we're just going to click estimate. That's going to give us a good idea of how many unit sales this listing is doing. Now, the next four I'm going to share with you are going to be the paid for versions. So let's jump into them now. Now, the first version I'm going to talk about is SellerAmp, or a calculator tool. Now, we use SellerAmp and you can get it for about 20 bucks per month, and I'll drop a link down below. But when you're looking at SellerAmp, it says you right here 455, and it's going to give you a sales or estimated sales per month. It's going to tell you how many that unit is selling. Now, that's really simple. It's going to help you out there. Now, one thing I will say is stay to the end, because I'm going to be talking about variation listings which can massively change the numbers. Now, if you are on SellerAmp and you see this little icon, that means it's a variation, then you're going to need to know what I'm teaching at the end. Or if you're seeing all these kind of like icons here, or even a drop down box, that means it's a variation listing, and you're going to want to know how to handle those, and I'll share that at the very end, so stay tuned. Now, the one top tip I'm going to share with you is the fact that start combining these numbers together and averaging them out. So what do I mean? On this listing right here, we have 400 bought in the past month, and SellerAmp is showing us 455. So for me, I'm going to look at those two numbers and I'm going to go somewhere in the middle, because taking two tools and get the estimated from both of them is going to be a lot more beneficial, more accurate than just taking one tool in isolation. That is going to help you out. Now, my fourth method is going to be using Keeper, but specifically counting the drops. Now, I need to put a big caveat in here. If you ever find a product and, for example, it's going slow and it's not selling that much, where you can see these arches, it kind of goes up, down, up, down. This is when you might be able to count the drops. Now, I don't normally like sharing this because most people think you can count the drops for everything. You can't. I generally believe you should only be counting the drops if it's a very slow selling item, preferably about below 20 units per month in sales. So for example, what I've done here is if I just zoom into 1 month on Keeper, I can see here one up and then down, another up and down, another up and down, maybe another one there, and that's about it. What do we know? We know it's dropped probably about 4 times in that period. So I could say it's probably selling about 4 units per month. It might be more, but it's at least 4 units per month. This technique is really, really good when it's very slow selling, and we use it for checking slow sales. Anything above about 20 sales per month, I would not use this at all. And another tip is you can see it down here. This is saying about 6 sales per month. I kind of sometimes look at that, but I'd much rather count the drops myself and just make sure I can understand what they're actually showing, and I feel a lot more confident by seeing that. So that's a top tip for you. Now, the fifth method I'm going to share with you is counting reviews. This isn't perfect, but it can give you a rough guide of what it might look like. Now, generally speaking, you want to think about the product itself and you want to understand how likely are people to review it. For example, if it's a toy or a gift, people will do a lot of reviews, but if it's something like household bleach where no one reviews it, it might not be, should we say, as heavily reviewed. Now, I generally believe one review could be anything up to 200 sales per review, or it could be as low as maybe even 25 sales, depending on the likelihood of the product reviewing. Now, if we jump back to this Lego product and I scroll down onto my Keeper chart, and you can do this manually or with Keeper, you look at just turn on the review count right here. Now, if I put it over to just 1 month, I can see at the beginning of the month, I had 12,671 reviews. And at the end of the month, I had 12,719 reviews. If we work out the difference between them, we can calculate the number of reviews in that 1 month. Now, if we take those two numbers away from each other, we're looking at about 48 reviews over the period of that 1 month. And if we estimate maybe it's 25 sales per review because people like reviewing this product, then we could probably multiply those two numbers together. 48 multiplied by 25 is over 1,200. Now, for me, I think that's probably quite high relative to the other two numbers. Remember, we talked about comparing the numbers together, but if you had no other numbers, for example, you had no sales rank data or no Amazon, this could be a good example. Let's jump back into this Lego product right here. We know it's not selling well, 5 per month. And if we scroll down, and again, I'm coming over a 3-month period, I'm looking at the beginning of the 3-month period, it's got 176, and at the end of the period, it got 177. Now, if we're assuming that maybe it's 25 sales per review, well, that means one review over 3 months, that's possibly 25 sales. That's probably like, should we say you're looking around, 7-8 sales per month, which is much closer to that 7, should we say, sales per month that SaaS is giving us, or 5 that SellerAmp is giving us. And even when we look at Keeper's showing 6 down here, and if we actually count it, we're probably showing 4. So those numbers come a lot closer together, and when we start comparing them all, it really helps us out. Now, before I jump into my 6th and my final method that I always use all the time, the one thing I do want to say is if you are struggling to find profitable deals right now, what you need is some good suppliers. So that's why I've put together my top 100 UK and USA suppliers in 2 different downloads. You can get them, just have a look in the description down below. These are going to help you out finding out the best suppliers which we have used over the last year. It's going to help you find profitable deals. Check it out, have a look at the link down below. My 6th and my final method is the one that I use all the time. This is quite simply counting the actual stock difference on Keeper. Let me show you exactly how I do it. For example, if we jump back into this Lego product right now and we come back down, we know this product. I'm going to go into the data tab. I'm going to come into offers. And what I'm going to do is first of all, turn off used and collectible because I only deal in new products. I'm also generally going to turn on prime. I'm only interested in prime sellers. And I'm going to be looking at turning on historical offers. I might keep it down to 30 days or even 90 days. And what I'm specifically looking for is where you see this staircase effect. If I see the staircase is going down, I like the look of that. And I'm going to start counting how many drops they have or how their stock changes over a period of time. So for example, this seller here, we can see they had 10 sales or 10 units of stock on about the 1st of August. And by the 1st of October, they had 2 units of stock. So I could probably guess that this seller sold 8 units of stock over 2 months. That means on average that one seller sold 4 units per month. Now I'm going to continue looking through other sellers to see how much they sold as well. So I can see this seller here, they had this weird sign where it dropped from 8 to 6 and then went back up again. I think that could be a problem with Amazon or the stock count, so I'm not going to include that, but I can see they went 8, 7, 6. So I'm guessing between that period again, there's another 2. So I could now say it's selling between 4, maybe 6 per month because I've added in that 2. Let's have a little scroll down. Can I see any other sales? And I don't, and the answer is generally going to be no. So I can see maybe this guy here, he sold another 2. So that could even be like 5 to 7, for example. And again, I'm just adding those numbers together. I'm looking at all the sellers on the listing. I'm looking at their stocks. I'm adding them up and I'm adding up how they've dropped down. And again, I'm looking for that staircase effect because that shows me that actually that's likely how the stock is likely to look when it sells. Now, one thing I will say is if you are struggling to find deals, and the majority of the reason why this is because you just don't have time. If you've got a job and maybe you're working all the time, you just struggle to spend the time to find the deals, and hey, maybe it looks too easy on YouTube. Well, what you need to do is to get some help. There are lots of options out there, but one thing that I have helped out many sellers with, specifically those with jobs who are struggling to build this business and don't have enough time, is hiring a VA, a virtual assistant. This is someone in the Philippines you can hire for just $3 per hour, and they are going to be sourcing 40 hours per week for your business. Now, the one thing I will say is anyone can hire a VA from the Philippines, but hiring a good VA is really hard, and making sure they're trained to the right standard just means you've got to take more time. This is where the Fast Track FBA VA Academy comes in. We find, hire and train and place ready trained virtual assistants within your business, and not only that, we guarantee them for 12 weeks. If you have any problems, questions, you can quite simply drop us a message and we will do one-to-one retraining. And not only that, we'll also replace them if you're not happy and reset the 12-week timer. Not only that, we give you all our processes, SOPs, guidance, everything you need to know to start building your business. There is a reason why we have placed over 750 virtual assistants with Amazon sellers just like you, because it works. Check us out on Google, look at our reviews. I think you'll like it. If you want to know more, have a look at the VA Academy down below. Now, I did mention mentioned it earlier on, variation listings. These are something which are going to really mess you up if you don't understand how they work, and specifically around calculating the number of sales. So I'm going to go through that now. First things first, what is a variation listing? Any listing where you see either a drop-down box or maybe a selection of colors or options like you can see here, they are going to be variation listings. It can be either or both of them, doesn't matter. Now, if you have something like SellerAmp, you're also going to notice I have this little icon right here that also warns you it's a variation listing. And what you need to understand is that when you are calculating the sales or seeing them, it's probably not going to be for the one variation or the one product you want to sell. It will probably be for all the products combined. For example, on SellerAmp right here, that 29 will be for all the products combined. So you've got to be careful. Now, I'll give you a little bit of technical knowledge, but I'll help you understand. There is something called a parent ASIN. This is one ASIN which collects all the child ASINs. That's all the variations you've got underneath them. And generally speaking, you'll always see the sales rank, or should we say the sales data for the parent ASIN, which is the collection of all the sub-child listings, child ASINs underneath. So just keep that in mind. You have one that collects them, and they collect the data for all the ones underneath. Well, right now, I'll show you how to actually calculate them. Now, I'm just going to choose one. For example, we'll choose size 5, and we'll come in. Now, first things first, what you notice is there's 600 bought in the past month. And again, I would always use this technique I'm about to show you with the other ones, and especially the final one that I talked about, counting the stock drops, just to make sure that it is actually correct. So right now, this product is saying 600 per month. You can see here, SellerAmp is actually saying 29. So you've got to be careful. So what am I going to recommend you do? Scroll down to your keeper chart. We're going to come into, first things first, the variations listing. So we're going to have a look at what the variations say. You can only see this when you look on Keeper paid version. They don't have it in the free version. It says here, bought in the past month. If you can't access that, click on columns, and then you can actually turn it on. They will have the option that you can actually see this bought in the past month right there. If we scroll down, what you're going to notice is that some of these have really high numbers, and you're like, cool, I understand that one product right there is selling 50, whereas that one is not selling 50. It'll be less than 50. That's a really important point. Now, another check that I always do with variation listings is I'm looking at what's known as this percentage right here on ratings. Do be careful with this. The reason is I'm trying to get to understand like what percentage of all the reviews and all the ratings for all of the, should we say, child ASINs within that one parent are for this one child listing, one child ASIN right here. So you can see this one's got 3,000 sales. It's selling, like it says 1%. This one's got next to very little. It's got 1% as well. So like we can't really tell much there. But what would I look at as a third data point to have a look at? I would scroll across, and again, you can turn it on. I would be looking at that review counts. I'm going to be looking at, can I see those reviews coming in? If I can see those reviews coming in recently, really important, then I'm probably going to say that this one and this one are selling much better than this one, and this one, because there's no reviews coming in. And again, I can come back up and just expand out my time horizon and start seeing. So you could probably guess that this one has had no more reviews, but this one's had a lot more. So I'd probably say that product is selling a lot more than all the other ones. So that's a good guide. Now, the final check that I will do, again, is exactly the same as the last one I talked about. I'm going to come over to the data tab, and I'm going to go to offers, and it will only show you the sales for that ASIN that you're looking at right now. Not for all of them, just for that one child. I will now turn off used, I will turn on historical, and I'll turn on prime. And what I'm going to do is, again, just scroll across, and I'm going to be looking for that staircase. And you can see right here, I can see this staircase. 4,954, now 2,868. And that's the 1st of August down to October the 1st. So in like 1 month, this person has sold probably what, 1,500 units. Now this is Amazon, by the way. This is selling like crazy. You can definitely see that. So you can see it from Amazon stock holding that they're actually selling massively. Now, whether it be Amazon or someone else, by doing that staircase check on the data offers count is going to give you real confidence that the product is selling. Now, the one thing which I would say, especially out of all of this, and especially around variation listings, is make sure that you are doing a test purchase. This is purchasing anything between 5 and 50 units, depending on how well the listing's selling. And generally, it's like, not the whole listing per month, but like a small portion. And then you're going to, should we say, get some real sales and actually see what the true sales data is, and then reorder off that correct amount. And that's what I really recommend, especially for variation listings, because it's very easy to get it wrong, but using those combinations is going to really help you out. Now, what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments if you want any more videos, but I will drop some videos around here. Check them out. I think you'll love it.